Ready? Yeah. I'm a little nervous, so I'm gonna drink some tea. That's some good tea. Get the jitters out.
You got the...
Thank you. It's recording. I'm just getting the jitters out.
Oh, yeah. You got the super duper.
Okay, thank you. Hi there. Welcome to Celestial Creativity. My name is Celeste Campbell. I am an artist, an illustrator, and an author. Today, this is part 4 of a 4-part video all about menstruation. So if you have watched the previous videos, this video is in a little bit of a different format. And the reason why is because I actually lost the time-lapse painting footage of me doing the image that corresponds with today. And that was because I finished it over the summer and I was moving, I was working at summer camp, and it was a chaotic time for you. So I'm really excited to be able to share this information with you. And thank you so much for your patience in waiting for this video. Also, I know it's been a few months since I released the last one. And like I said, I've been moving, I've been figuring out my schedule and my priorities, and so I'm very excited to finally be able to share this information with you, and especially this 4th part, because this is a topic that is really important. Like, of all the 4 videos, I feel like this one is kind of the hardest to swallow, and usually the things that are the hardest for us to learn are the most important. So without further ado, we are going to be talking about autumn, the autumn of our cycle. Okay, this is the image that goes with autumn. As you can see, it is very intense. And that's why I'm excited to talk about this one today, because autumn it's intense. Autumn. If you think about autumn in the world, it tends to be a fan favorite. I have so many friends on Facebook who it's the middle of July and I start seeing posts about, I just can't wait for sweater weather and Halloween, trick-or-treating, pumpkin spice everything. And I don't blame them. Autumn is beautiful. You walk outside and the colors are changing, and it's the beginning of the holiday season. Autumn's amazing. We just finished with summer, and so the weather is finally cooling off. And I just moved from St. George, so that's especially pertinent for me because it was too hot in St. George during the summer for me. The autumn that happens inside our bodies happens after ovulation. So we had this high during the summer, our ovulation happened, we had all this energy, and then the energy starts to come back down and we enter autumn. So the autumn in our body typically doesn't get the fanfare and excitement that the autumn of the world gets, because this usually results in our energy going down, and a lot of women experience heightened emotions during this time, or premenstrual syndrome. So it's actually not super exciting. However, when we get to understand the autumn inside of our bodies, I guarantee you that she might become your favorite. Because if you think about autumn in the world, yes, it's beautiful, but it also represents decay, change. The colors of the leaves are changing because they're dying. Autumn is a time where things are transforming, the world's getting tired, and it's preparing to rest for winter. And the same is true within us. After ovulation, our energy is going down and we are preparing for the bleed during winter. And so while yes, that can result in some heightened emotions, it's also a really great time for change to happen. So I painted autumn as a warrior princess, and I call it the time to channel your inner warrior princess. And what does that mean? What does it mean to channel your inner warrior princess? It doesn't necessarily mean that you go and start fights with people. Maybe sometimes that's necessary. I think most of the time that won't end the way you want it to, especially because you feel heightened emotions during this time. What I mean by that is a warrior princess honors her feelings. When she has feelings, she doesn't call herself crazy. She begins the process of change, of making her life better. What does honoring your feelings look like for you? For me, it looks like feeling the feels. Number one, my favorite thing to do is go for a drive. I feel safer being loud and angry in my car than I do in my house because I have upstairs neighbors. But I feel like when I'm driving, even if someone happens to hear me yelling through the window, I'm going to be gone in just a second. So I like to go for a drive, and I like to turn up the music super loud and give myself permission to listen to some super angry music. It's the one time I allow myself to do that because I understand that the messages in music that come into my subconscious are very powerful and they're going to affect me very profoundly. And so I have a playlist called Warrior Princess Mode, and it's got some very intense music that I really enjoy during this time. So I listen to it and I sing along and I dance along with it, and I let the anger just flow through my whole body. And sometimes when I know my upstairs neighbors are gone and my husband's gone too, I'll play the music, the Warrior Princess Mode, on my speaker, and I'll do some angry dancing around the house, and it's fantastic. Another one that I really like to do in my car is if I'm mad at a specific person, is to sit in my car and pretend that that person is sitting next to me in the passenger seat and just let them have it. I'll just scream at them and let them know what upset me. And then when I'm done, this is really important, I ask them for forgiveness for putting those negative feelings all over them. And I'll take a second to try and work through the feelings so that then when I have a conversation with them in real life, I've expressed my feelings already. Everything's out on the table, but I've also processed maybe what their point of view is and how to work through this with them. If being super vocal is not for you, you can always journal about your feelings. Just write about what upset you, what they did. You can take a black crayon and just scribble out all those feelings. You can beat the crap out of a pillow. There's countless ways, and I suggest finding what works for you. Another way that I learned about really recently is lighting a candle and watching the candle, because it helps channel that energy of fire. Step number one, feel the feels. Step number two is process the feels. This doesn't have to happen during autumn. In fact, a really great time to process the feels might be during winter. Winter is a really good time to turn inward, to do some journaling, connect with your higher power, and really think about life. So that's a fantastic time to ask yourself, why? Why did I feel so angry? So when you ask yourself those questions and you really journal about it, you can start to see what needs to change in your life. And then make a game plan. Do you need to have a difficult conversation with someone? Do you need a lifestyle change? Do you need to take responsibility for your actions about something? Step number three is to take action. Winter and autumn might not be the best time to take action. During autumn, you might blow up on someone, and that won't give you the result that you want. Winter, you might not have the energy to do it. But remember spring? If you watched my spring video, your superpower during spring is in communication. On day 9 of my cycle, that's in spring for me, I feel like my ability to take criticism and to take things in stride is so much better. And so if I'm going to need to have a difficult conversation with someone and resolve an issue, day 9 is the best day for me to do that. Isn't that so powerful though? This starts to give me a real picture of how our seasons work in perfect unity inside of our bodies. Just like in nature, every season has a purpose. And if nature stayed in one season all the time, it'd be really boring and we'd probably all die. So the seasons inside of our bodies that exist inside this menstrual cycle also each have a purpose. Because if you use your cycle to be able to resolve issues in your life, so autumn, you feel the thing. Winter, you process the thing. Spring, you resolve the thing. And then summer, you can celebrate this life that you've bettered for yourself. What would life look like if you used that cycle every single menstrual cycle? That means you're making positive changes in your life every single month. That would be so beautiful. It might be hard, it might be scary, things might come up that are comfy, and that's the reason why they're a part of your life. But I guarantee that when you follow your heart and you honor your feelings and the systems inside of you, that life is going to be so much more beautiful. I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to hear ways that you process your feelings, ways that I haven't thought of and that I haven't tried, because I'm constantly learning and growing as well. I have come to really appreciate the autumn of my cycle. I've come to appreciate what the strengths are and what the beautiful aspects of it are, just like the autumn in nature. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do have a really exciting announcement. I have the first copy of my book right here. Now, this is the first draft. I've got notes in here as to things that need to improve. But I'm so excited about this project. I really poured my heart into it. I never expected to write a nonfiction book, and much less one about menstruation. But I definitely feel like this is something that the universe, that my higher power wanted me to do, because step by step, I felt guided throughout the whole process. And you'll find this section on autumn in here. So here's our autumn section, and I have a little description similar to the one I gave in this video. And then look at that, how to feel the feels. And I go into all of the other seasons. It's particularly aimed at teenage girls. I wanted it to be very friendly enough that even the dad could look at the cover and be like, oh, okay, I need to learn a little bit more about that. And I'm planning a launch party for sometime in the spring. I don't have a date yet, so you can sign up for my email list to stay updated on that. It'll be in northern Utah in the spring sometime, so you're definitely invited to that. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you in the next one.